in the mountains to cover them. Then about 10 years ago, under this standard, man emerged from his caves to construct other kinds of shelter. Only 5 years ago, man learned to write and use a cart with wheels. Christianity began less than 2 years ago. The printing press came this year. And then less than 2 months ago, during this whole 50-year span of human history, the steam engine provided a new source of power. Newton explored the meaning of gravity. Last month, electric lights and telephones and automobiles and airplanes became available. Only last week, we developed penicillin and television and nuclear power. And now, if America's new spacecraft succeeds in reaching Venus, we will have literally reached the star before midnight tonight. This is a breathtaking pace, and such a pace cannot help but create new ills, as it spells home. New ignorance, new problems, new dangers. Surely the opening vistas of space promise high costs and hardships, as well as high rewards. So it is not surprising that some would have us stay where we are a little longer, rest, or wait. But this city of Houston, this state of Texas, this country of the United States was not built by those who waited and rested and wished to look behind them. This country was built by those who moved to space. William Bradford, speaking in 1630 of the founding of the Plymouth Bay Colony, said no great and honorable action are accompanied with great difficulty, and both must be enterprised and overcome then with courage. If this absolute history of our progress teaches us anything, it is that man in his quest for knowledge and progress is determined and cannot be deterred. The exploration of space will go ahead, whether we join in it or not. And it is one of the great adventures of all time. And no nation which expects to be the leader of other nations can expect to stay behind this race to space. Those who came before us made certain that this country rode the first waves of the Industrial Revolution, the first waves of modern invention, and the first wave of nuclear power. And this generation does not intend to flounder in the backwash of the coming age of space. We need to be a part of it. We need to lead it. For the eyes of the world now look into space, to the moon, and to the planets beyond. And we have vowed that we shall not see governed by a hostile flag of conquest, but by a banner of freedom and peace. We have vowed that we shall not see space filled with weapons of mass destruction,
When you're out
but with instruments of knowledge.
out there, yeah, I was out
And the
of
vows of this nation can only
And it
be
wasn't
fulfilled
because I didn't know
if we in this
enough.
nation are first, and therefore we intend to be first.
I just knew to Does that make me
In short, our leadership in science and industry, our hopes for peace and security, our obligations to ourselves as well as others,
Does that make
all require us to take the steps to solve these mysteries, to solve them for the good of all men, and to become the world's leading spacefaring nation. We set sail on this new sea because there is new knowledge to gain and new rights to be won, and they must We choose to go to the moon. We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other thing. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept.
Bless your soul.
And one to stand win and the others do. It is for these reasons that I regard the decision last year to shift our efforts in space from low to high gear as among the most important decisions that will be made during my incumbency in the office of the presidency. In the last 24 hours, we have seen facilities now being created for the greatest and most complex exploration in man's history. We have felt the ground shake and the air shattered by the testing of a satellite, C-1 booster rocket, many times as powerful as the Atlas which launched Gentleman Graham, generating power equivalent to 10,000 automobiles with their accelerator on the floor. We have seen the site where 5 F-1 rocket engines, each one as powerful as all 8 engines of the Saturn combined, will be clustered together to make the advanced Saturn missile, assembled in a new building, to be built at Cape Canaveral, as tall as a 48-story structure, as wide as a city block, and as long as 2 legs of this field. Within these last 19 months, at least 45 satellites have circled the Earth. Some 40 of them were made in the United States of America, and they were far more sophisticated and supplied far more knowledge to the people of the world than those in the Soviet Union. The Mariner spacecraft now on its way to Venus is the most intricate instrument in the history of space science. The accuracy of that shot is comparable to firing a missile from Cape Canaveral and dropping it in this stadium between the 40-yard lines. Transit satellites are helping our ships at sea steer a safer course. Tyrant satellites have given us unprecedented warnings of hurricanes and storms, and will do the same for forest fires and icebergs. We have had our failures, but so have others, even if they do not admit them, that they may be less public. To be sure, we are behind, and will be behind for some time in manned flight. But we do not intend to stay behind, and in this decade we shall make up and move ahead. The growth of our science and education will be enriched by new knowledge of our universe and environment, by new techniques of learning and mapping and observation, by new tools and computers for industry, medicine, the home, and brothers and school. Technical institutions such as Rice will reap the harvest of these gains. And finally, the space effort itself, while still in its infancy, has already created a great number of new companies and tens of thousands of new jobs. Space and related industries are generating new demand, investment, and skilled personnel. And this city, and this state, and this region will share greatly in this growth. What was once the furthest outpost of the old frontier of the West will be the furthest outpost on the new frontier of science and space. Houston, your city of Houston, with its manned spacecraft center, will become the heart of a large scientific and engineering community. During the next 5 years, the National Aeronautic and Space Administration expects to double the number of scientists and engineers in this area, to increase its outlays for salaries and expenses to $60 million a year, to invest some $200 million in plans what benefits await us. But if I were to say, my fellow citizens, that we shall send to the moon 240,000 miles away from the control station in Houston, a giant rocket more than 300 feet tall, infinite football field, made of new metal alloys, some of which have not yet dissipated, capable of standing heat and stresses several times more than have ever been experienced, fitted together with a precision better than the finest watch, carrying all the equipment needed for propulsion, guidance, global communication, and survival on an untried mission to an unknown celestial body, and then returning safely to Earth, re-entering the atmosphere at speeds of over 25,000 miles per hour, or the heat about half that of the temperature of the sun, almost as hot as it is here today, and do all this, and do it first, because however, I think we're going to do it. And I think that the pay for needs to be paid. I don't think we ought to waste any money. I think we ought to do the job. And this will be done in the next 80 to 60. It may be done while some of you are still here at school, at this college. It will be done during the terms of office of some of you who sit here on this platform. But it will be done. And it will be done before the end of this decade. And I am delighted that this university is playing a part in putting a man on the moon as part of the great national effort of the United States of America.
Goodbye, Max. Goodbye, Mom. After this service,
Many years ago,
when you're
a
walking
British
slowly
explorer
to the
George
car,
Valerie
and the
was to
sun
die
in her
on Mount
hand
Everest.
shines in the
Say,
cold
why did he want to climb it?
November air.
He said because it is there.
Hear the
Space is
toll
there.
bell
And we're going to climb it.
and touch the
And the
silver
moon and the planets are there. And new
as
homes
the
for knowledge and
teardrops
peace are
rise
there.
to
And
get
therefore,
the
as we set
of the
sail,
band.
we ask God's blessing on the most hazardous
You take
and
her
dangerous,
frail hand
greatest adventure on which man has ever embarked. Thank you.
and hold on to the dream. A place to stay, enough to eat. Somewhere all heroes shuffle safely down the street, where you can speak out loud about your
Distinguished
down
guests,
and what's more,
my old colleague Senator Bob
no
Byrd,
one ever disappears
who
without
earned his degree for many years attending my law school.
You can relax on both sides of the tracks, and maniacs don't blow home in bands moving by remote control. And everyone has recourse to the law, but no one kills the children anymore. No one kills the children anymore. Night after night, going round and round my brain. The dream is driving me insane. In the corner of some foreign field, the gunner sleeps tonight. What's gone is gone. We cannot just write off this final scene. Take heed of the dream. We had a dream, and that dream was to get to the moon. And that dream turned out to be a nightmare. People forget about Moonlight Sonata. Part of it is a nightmare.